Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video I'll be giving you my each way Lucky15 predictions for tomorrow's horse race in action. Before we get stuck in, we'll just want to reflect on today's selections. In the end, our good form kind of dried out today, no winners whatsoever. We had one horse, our third selection at Thirsk, did make the frame, finishing in third place. But apart from that, Isle of Destiny was disappointing for Gordon Elliott. Probably needs a little bit further and trip at Kilbeggan. Stay Humble as well was the Willie Mullins bumper horse in the last, ran a shocking race. And Petition as well for Roger Charlton and Kieran Schumacher was really probably lacking the run, I would say. It was travelling okay for a long way, but then when it really needed to quicken up, coming down the home straight at Windsor, it just couldn't go with the pace. And also as well, I saw Roger Charlton's interview on At the Races a few minutes before the off, and he was kind of saying he would have been surprised if the horse had won. So it's just the way horse racing can go sometimes. You have more bad days than you have your good days, but we've been in good form recently. And also as well, if you follow my work on the punterspage.com, I did some selections on their YouTube channel. I often do a lot of selections for them, and I had 2 winners from 2 selections, so just a shame I didn't give you them to you. So go and check them out if you haven't done so already and you don't know that I work over there. Also as well, I will make that big announcement that I said I was gonna do on Twitter, if you saw that. Now this big announcement, it's nothing major, but I'm gonna post selections of all the races that are going on in UK and Ireland every day now for the foreseeable future. And because it's May tomorrow, the 1st of May, we're going to be doing it every month at least, and I'll be giving you my up or down stake levels at the end of each month to see if we are making any profit, and hopefully we can be doing quite well. Also as well, I will say they're not always going to be my strongest fancies of the day and things like that. All my strongest fancies will be done in my YouTube videos, but if you fancy something in another race that maybe I don't fancy and you want to see what I would do, then you can refer to it, and the place to follow it will be on Twitter, and I'll pin those selections up and I'll post them up each night before the racing of the next day. So please go and follow me on Twitter if you don't do so already. It's at Lucky15, and if you're asking why am I doing it, well, it's something I have thought about doing for a while. I have done little trial periods before, like you see in the newspaper, like all the newspapers like the Mail and the Guardian, Times, and all those kind of people, they all have tipsters that write in their newspaper, and I took on the guy from the Daily Mail. I wrote down all his tips and my tips against it for a 3-month period, and I was £100 better off in profit than he was. That was sometime last year. I did that for 3 months, but it just got a bit tiring writing all that all in the end and really keeping those statistics. But I know I can do it against kind of the big boys and the professionals, so please bear with me on that, and hopefully I can give you a few winners enough along the way. So that's enough of me waffling on. We'll go straight into the action tomorrow for our each way Lucky15 selection. Reason it's each way tomorrow is because I don't fancy anything solid in a Lucky15. Something I've done quite a lot on my channel since I started it was each way Lucky15s. If I see something where I think it's just worth doing a single Lucky15, then obviously I'll do that. Then if I think it's worth doing each way, then I'll say each way. So it's each way tomorrow, and we go to the 250 at Brighton. We're going with a horse here called Mail Order, around about 6-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Mark Johnston. Franny Norton booked for the ride. Even though Franny Norton hasn't won a winner in the last 2 weeks, he's still a good veteran jockey, and he often teams up well with Mark Johnston. Now this horse is going to Brighton tomorrow. Mark Johnson wouldn't have too many runners at the track, but when he does send them, they're always worth taking note. He's got a very good strike rate at the track. And this horse tomorrow I thought was really interesting. Got a lovely pedigree by Nathaniel, very good sire to follow. He's going to be a good upcoming sire, obviously now since he's well known with being the sire of Enable. But this horse is going to be making its handicap debut off a mark of 71, and I thought that was quite a promising mark in this particular race. Also as well, by Nathaniel, I should say, it's going to have a bit of cut in the ground, and Nathaniel's horses can go in those conditions. So for me, I thought it was not a bad price tomorrow at 6-1, and that's why I'm going to go for Mail Order in our first selection in the 250 in Brighton. Hopefully it can go well for us off a mark of 71. Next selection is in the 355 with a horse called White Chocolate, making its first appearance of the season, trained by David Simcock, and Harry Bentley takes the ride. This is in the 355 at Brighton. Now this horse was a good horse for me last season. I remember backing it early on. I saw it on its debut of the season last year when it won at Salisbury, then went on and won at Goodwood, beating some good horses. Was a really progressive 3-year-old filly last year. Also as well, it won its first couple of starts and went really well at the start of its 2-year-old campaign, so it should go well fresh. Handles a bit of cut in the ground by Master Craftsman as well, who is a very good mud-loving sire, so that's all looking good there. There should be a little bit in the cut of the ground at Brighton tomorrow, and I thought really this horse, even though it is maybe up against it tomorrow, was the one that you might want to be on, and I thought 11-2 was a great price for it to make the frame. That's going to be my selection in the 355 at Brighton. We then go to the 405 at Nottingham, and this is going to be a bit of an outsider here, going with a horse called Anne Without an E. Now this is trained by Mick Shannon, who you can back anything that he's running at the moment. Good old veteran jockey Johnny Egan takes the ride, getting on a bit now, but he still knows how to ride the winners. Thought this horse was quite interesting, off a mark again of 71, which is a little bit of coincidence, and this horse is going to be in the hood tomorrow. I think that would definitely help it. It put in a good performance on its reappearance run at Lingfield when it finished 4th. I saw this horse a few times last season at Goodwood and at Salisbury as well, I believe, and it should go okay on the conditions. And I thought with Mick Shannon's horses running really well, and this was a bit of a weaker race, thought 14-1, he could be a massive price, and Without an E for me, it could go really well and could definitely make the frame. So for me, that's going to be my selection in the 405, and I think tomorrow it will go well off that mark. Now we go to the 555 for our last selection at Newcastle. We're going with a horse here called Gowan Buster, around about 7-2 with bookmakers at the moment. Won over the course and distance 2 starts ago, put in a good 3rd place last time out behind a horse called Cowboy Soldier, who's run a good race, finishing in 2nd place. And Midsummer Night in that race at Newcastle finished 2nd and has subsequently won on the all-weather. So the form of that race is working out really well. Trained by Suzanne Corbett, who you wouldn't normally always associate with the flat, more of a jumps trainer. But Paul Moran, good experienced jockey, is booked for the ride tomorrow. And I thought in this race, with a good liking for Newcastle, we know it runs well at the track, it could go really well tomorrow, and that would probably be my nap of the day. So they're my tips and selections for tomorrow's Each Way Lucky 15. Also as well, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I see we've had quite a new amount of subscribers today, so thanks for all you lot for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Also as well, follow me on Twitter at Lucky15 if you haven't done so already. That's all I've got to say for tonight. Please gamble responsibly, and I'll be seeing you soon.